everyone, welcome back. So now we know why there were so many cyclists blocking a road, all in the hunt for dumplings. So on Chinese social media, a group of teenage students decided to travel 50 kilometers from the main city of Zhongzhou to Kaifeng. And it's 50 kilometers away, and instead of using their own bikes, they used a shared bike system, which is common in big cities. And their quest to get these guangtangbo, like this type of special regional type of dumpling that is famous in this area, went viral on Weibo. And after that point, when it was just a few students, more decided to join. And the city of Kaifeng was really thankful for the tourism that this was bringing to their city. And obviously all of the dumpling makers were also very appreciative to earn some extra money from all of these extra dumpling sales. But as with all things that become popular on social media, one moment took it too far. And so earlier this month, it is reported that 100,000 people decided to take on this 50-kilometer journey, traveling from one city to the other just to get these dumplings. And
all at once?
All at once, because it was a nighttime cycle. And as you can imagine, China is very big. The roads are pretty wide, but 100,000 cyclists, it ended up causing a huge problem. The roads were blocked. People couldn't return the shared bicycles to where they were supposed to come from, because obviously if you cycle 50 kilometers in the middle of the night, you don't really want to cycle 50 kilometers all the way back to come and put the bike back. So this city was inundated with abandoned bicycles from all of the people coming to eat these dumplings. And then they went out of stock, because how can you feed suddenly 100,000 people that weren't there before? And what started off as the government was promoting this, like heck yes, like go to this small city, like spend some money, like improve the local economy, quickly turned into the Chinese Communist Party being very concerned about the sheer number of students that were making this pilgrimage to get dumplings in the middle of the night, because it has echoes of what happened from the student protests in Tiananmen Square, which is obviously just a devastating incident that the Chinese Communist Party really do not want people to talk about, and they don't want anything that could ever lead to that kind of situation before. So somewhat thankfully for them, this has remained a positive experience. The trend now has calmed down. Maybe some people are still cycling in the middle of the night, but due to the chaos that these 100,000 people caused, everyone's like, okay, let's just drive next time. And during the daytime, let's not rent a bike and cycle all of this way. Like, we can make our own dumplings. Maybe Zhongzhou has their own dumplings that are way better than the original ones.
What makes these dumplings
I know,
so
I'm so
amazing?
Curious. I'm so curious.
I want to go too. Like,
should we go?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
After this video.
We can rent a bike. Yeah. So in your opinion, what is the perfect food and what makes it so good? So for these students, they clearly thought that these dumplings were well worth a 50-kilometer bike ride. How about you?
Oh, well, if we're talking about like the perfect food, like, I don't think a dumpling has everything that I would want or need. I think
it leaves you wanting more?
Yeah, a hamburger.
A hamburger?
A cheeseburger, to be specific. It's everything. You have your grains with your bread. You have vegetables, you have sauces, and you have your dairy with your cheese, and then your protein, your meat. What more can you want? That's a very American very American food there, but when I compare any other foods to it, I always think, well, I think a cheeseburger has everything that you could want or need. And you can customize it to however you want it. So what do you think?
When I think about this question, I have to consider, if I could only eat one thing for the rest of my life, that would be the perfect food for me, like the thing that I could give up everything else for. And in my mind, the answer is lasagna.
So heavy.
But that's
and cheesy.
That's
You're not going to go to the
thing.
bathroom
I
for
feel
days.
like there's no perfect food that could exist that does not have cheese
That's
incorporated
true.
into it somewhere. And it's so warm and so hearty, but it also tastes really good if you like let it go cold.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have like summer lasagna and winter lasagna. I think lasagna is probably my perfect food. I could eat that happily for at least several more years on a daily basis before I went crazy.
Oh my God, several years.
Yeah, I think past that point I might be like, no more lasagna. But for me, I think lasagna is the perfect food. So have you ever spent a large amount of time and effort trying to find a specific food that you really wanted to eat?
Yes, in Korea, coming across authentic Mexican food is very rare, especially delicious Mexican food, because it could be authentic, but maybe the ingredients that they're using or the way that they put it together is not that good. So yes, I have traveled 2 hours to go to a Mexican restaurant that was owned by a Mexican chef who came to live in Korea, and I don't regret it. I would go back again. They made their own Mexican sweet bread, and it was so delicious. And I'm always searching for Mexican restaurants, so if you guys know of any Mexican restaurants, please let me know.
Leave some recommendations in the comments.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, I will make the trip for good Mexican food. How about yourself?
So it's not specifically like a meal, but when I first moved to Korea, which was almost 9 years ago now, I couldn't find good unsweetened bread anywhere. And all I wanted was just like a dense French baguette. And so on our like expat groups, maybe you're part of them too, I was always searching for bread recommendations because I feel like a lot of people at the time had the same problem. They were really missing like heavy, dense bread that we have in the UK or Europe or even America. And that was the thing that I hunted high and low for. Any kind of recommendation of good bread, I was there. That was my weekend trip, trying to find good bread. And thankfully, I think a lot of the culture, like cafe culture in Korea, has changed a lot over the past couple of years. And so thankfully in my neighborhood now, I have so many sourdough bakeries, so I'm living a very good life. I am always stocked up on sugar-free carbs.
Were you also in search of the garlic bread that wasn't sweet?
That is a mission that I've given up on. It's never happened.
We'll never find it.
So I really love garlic bread, Italian-style garlic bread or American-style garlic bread that doesn't have any sugar on. So once again, if you know somewhere that has
please let us
garlic
know.
bread with
Mexican
no sugar.
Food and garlic bread with no sugar.
Perfect. We look forward to your recommendations in the comments. We'll keep a lookout. So we hope that you enjoyed the article today. Maybe you're now craving dumplings. I know I am. I really want Chinese food now. So make sure that you take a look at the vocabulary from today's article and see if you can use it in your everyday life. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Cult classic.
Cult classic.
Iconic.
Iconic.
Gain traction.
Gain traction.
Clog.
Vlog.
Spook.
Spook.